Have you ever wondered what Bitcoin halving is? Let's dive into the fascinating world of Bitcoin and talk about this significant event known as halving. Picture a pie, a delightful, evenly baked Bitcoin pie. Now imagine slicing that pie in half. The pie hasn't changed in size, but each piece is now smaller. That's essentially what happens during a Bitcoin halving event. Every 4 years, the reward for mining new blocks is halved. This means that miners, the hard-working folks who verify transactions on the Bitcoin network, receive 50% fewer Bitcoins for their efforts. It's not a sudden diet plan for miners, but rather a key part of Bitcoin's design, intended to control the supply of this digital gold. The goal? To prevent inflation and maintain the scarcity of Bitcoin. Just like the pie, the total amount of Bitcoin doesn't change, but the slices or new Bitcoins entering circulation become smaller. In essence, Bitcoin halving decreases the amount of Bitcoin entering circulation, much like slicing a pie in half gives you smaller pieces. Now, you might be asking, how often does this halving occur? Well, let's dive into that. The Bitcoin halving is a cycle that occurs approximately every 4 years, or more precisely, after every 210,000 blocks have been mined. This cycle is as reliable as the ticking of a clock, as predictable as the changing of seasons. Think of it like a digital harvest season, a time when the yield of Bitcoin miners is halved. Just like how farmers know when to plant seeds and when to reap their crops, Bitcoin miners too gear up for this event. You see, it's a part of the natural order of things in the world of cryptocurrencies. This 4-year cycle, this predictable rhythm, is one of the unique and defining features of Bitcoin. It's a mechanism designed to control the supply of this digital gold, ensuring its scarcity and value. Just as we expect winter to follow autumn, so too do we anticipate the Bitcoin halving every 4 years. So what impact does this halving have on Bitcoin? Well, let's take a quick journey back in time and see what history tells us. The first Bitcoin halving took place in 2012. This event saw the block rewards for miners reduced by half, from 50 to 25 Bitcoins. Following this halving, the price of Bitcoin saw an astonishing rise, akin to a roller coaster shooting up the track. Fast forward to 2016, the second Bitcoin halving saw rewards drop further down to 12.5 Bitcoins. Much like our roller coaster, there were some dips and dives, but the general trend, you guessed it, upward again. The price of Bitcoin reached heights it had never seen before. Then came 2020, our most recent halving. The block reward was now a mere 6.25 Bitcoins, and just like a roller coaster that's left the station, the price of Bitcoin took off, reaching dizzying new heights. But why does this happen? Well, it's all about supply and demand. With each halving, the supply of new Bitcoins entering the market decreases. If the demand remains the same or increases, the price naturally tends to rise. Like a roller coaster ride, the journey is thrilling, filled with highs and lows, but generally after each halving, the price of Bitcoin has trended upwards. So what can we expect from the 2024 Bitcoin halving? It's a question that has piqued the curiosity of the crypto community, and the truth is, it's not so different from predicting the weather. We can make educated guesses based on past patterns, but there are always variables at play that could steer the course in a different direction. Now, some speculators suggest that the 2024 halving could usher in a new era of prosperity for Bitcoin, much like the previous halvings in 2016 and 2020. These past events have typically been followed by a bull run, where the price of Bitcoin surged to new heights. However, it's important to remember that correlation does not imply causation. Just because the price of Bitcoin has risen after past halvings doesn't necessarily mean it will happen again in 2024. There are numerous factors that could influence the price, including market demand, regulatory changes, and technological advancements. Others believe that the effect of halving on the price might be diminishing, arguing that as Bitcoin becomes more mainstream, its price becomes less dependent on the halving event. But in the grand scheme of things, these are all speculations. No one can predict with absolute certainty what will happen to the price of Bitcoin after the 2024 halving. Could history repeat itself? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: Bitcoin halving is a significant event in the world of cryptocurrency.